Furlough Podcast, brought to you by All American Ford in Aniana, Alabama. Stop by and see John Makovica and his team today.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Furlough Podcast. Long-awaited interview. Nick Dunn from the UK. I got wind of Nick for almost 2 maybe or so months back, and his publicist had me on hold as far as having him on. Nick Dunn, former British soldier. I can't remember if you were Special Operations SF or what you were, but I know that you became a soldier for hire, if you will, or a contractor, however you want to say it. And you had a very, very interesting ordeal in India, and you got a new book coming out. Welcome aboard, Nick.
Thanks for having me. Yes, my background is British military. I served with the Parachute Regiment and the 1st Battalion, which is part of the Special Forces Support Group. So you work alongside UK Special Forces. And then I went into private security, and my field was maritime, so protecting, cargo from Somali pirates from getting hijacked. So yes, thanks for having me on board. Yeah,
man, we'd love having you on. My family's a lot of military, U.S. So we understand the mindset. I was actually Navy, so I understand the whole maritime thing. I did interventions in the Persian Gulf during the first Gulf War of early '90s. So I understand all that. To give everybody a quick background, or maybe even longer, is you were working for a U.S. company. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes, I was working for a company called Advent Fort, which were based out of Washington, D.C. And the company basically left us to rot. The company itself hadn't done anything wrong, but it's the way they treat us. I am still owed over £150,000 in wages alone. So obviously work that out in dollars. That's wages alone that they said they would pay me, and they haven't. So
that's
I'll never see that money from that company at all.
Probably not. So the story, Nick, is for our listeners, is you basically were on board this private maritime ship that was doing pirate interventions. And did you guys go directly? You went into India normally, and you had paperwork that was incorrect, and they jailed you for that. Is that right?
Well, the company itself had, we call them floating armories. So we had little support vessels, which basically between transits, as we call them, i.e. between client vessels, you would sometimes board these vessels and stay on them till the next vessel for you to jump on. We needed fuel and provision, so the company had the Indian clients speak and liaison with the agent to jack up fuel and provision. So we had to go near the waters of India, but there was a cyclone which forced us into Indian waters. So under the maritime guidelines, that can happen. You're not illegally entering their waters. We were forced to seek refuge. And then obviously at the time, you don't know what's happening, but from being in India for 4 years, you start and find out things. And I do generally believe someone alerted. There was rumours that the second officer hadn't been paid by the company, and he was fed up and he wanted off the vessel. So there was rumours on him getting in touch with the local authorities, and you can only imagine what he said. Oh, they're holding me hostage. They've got weapons, anything to basically gain police attention.
Mm-hmm.
But also, when you look at how the agent was handling things, did he sell us down the river? Because the money that he was given, which all come out during the trial, the money that he was given from the company to acquire fuel and provisions, he only spent a quarter of that. So
Oh,
where's
wow.
the rest of this money go? So I believe we were set up, and because if they just had seized us, you'd only have the local police and that available at port side. But we were taken to port by the Coast Guard very slowly. And when we came to the port of Tuticorin, we had a welcome committee with over 50 people. I'd say close to nearly 100 people from different organisations of, say, police, maritime, coming from as far as Mumbai. And Mumbai to Chennai is not just 5 minutes down the road.
Right.
On a train, it can take 18 hours.
Wow.
On a plane, obviously considerably less. But they've been told in the early hours, there's no way they would have gotten there in time. So they've been tipped off, and they've just gone strike, seize, and grasp. So in a way, we've kind of been wrongly and illegally, I would say, captured by the Indian authorities.
Now, did they just roll up on you with another cutter, or how were y'all contacted?
Well, I went to sleep when we were taking fuel on board via the other vessel, and I went to sleep. And then obviously we were all told in the early hours of the morning, the Coast Guard has intercepted us, as they worded it, and told us to go to the port of Tuticorin in the early hours. So I only saw the start of it, basically going to the port in the early hours. So I was kept pretty much in the dark, just like everyone else, till we found out what was really going on.
That's wild. Now, when y'all came in, when you docked, did they just basically take everybody on board under arrest, or did they talk to you? I mean, it's just
we had to stop people getting on board because they just literally piled on like a pack of wolves and animals and fighting, squabbling amongst ourselves. And we're like, if too many people come on this vessel, you're going to capsize us and sink it. So we kind of formed a kind of a guard service where if you're going to get on this vessel, tell us who you are, what organisation, and show us ID, because we're not letting Tom, Dick and Harry just board us.
right.
We were at port for 6 days before they removed us. So it took there was 35 personnel on that vessel, but only 25 could use the weapons. They were the security. But there was 35 weapons. So the Indian police have gone 2 and 2 and come up with 10.
Oh,
because
man.
you should have heard what was in their media. They were saying we were going to plan some similar Mumbai attack, and we were selling weapons to fishermen and stuff like that. So that's quite a lot of the stories we heard whilst in port from Indian media, just by looking online. And I had a phone call from my dad saying, please tell me the truth. Are you up to no good? Because from what I'm reading, it says you're selling weapons to fishermen.
Yeah, I read that.
And I was like,
I was shocked.
I was shocked. I'm here to protect, personnel on the high seas. I've worked alongside Indian sailors, and would I be attacking India? Why would I be selling weapons? I'm there to just do my job. And they've created a mountain out of a molehill. But during the time in port, it took 4 days before they removed the weapons. So if we were such a threat, why is it taking you 4 days to remove these weapons? So different organisations would be coming on, showing our seamen's books, our passport, making sure all weapons are, they were checking all the weapons, ammunition to make sure they were legitimate, which they are. There's people supporting that. And they're just one company going, yeah, there's nothing to be had here. Why have we been dragged from Mumbai? So the local boys, they weren't happy because it's going to now look like a bit of a mockery. So they just went, we found the weapons. So we didn't show the weapons. They found them. And and 6 out of the 35 are illegal. The same 6 weapons were in Mumbai, all stamped and approved for legitimate. So how can one minute you say they're good to go and legal, and then next minute say they're illegal? Like,
So
this is the start
So it sounded like a
of a
jurisdictional
nightmare.
thing. It sounded like a jurisdictional fight, like between
Well,
in India itself. Somebody didn't want to be made fun of, but trying to make a big thing out of something.
well, yeah, I totally agree. Like, we were in the southeast of India, and Tamil Nadu was a very horrible place, and it's very, very anti-British, I've been told, and obviously I witnessed it as well. But a lot of other parts of India despise Tamil Nadu and vice versa. And I think Tamil Nadu basically were going to look like a bunch of jokers in the rest of India's eyes. So I think that's why they've gone and just created a mountain out of a molehill.
Right.
But the penny didn't drop when they had no evidence. They carried on, and carried on, and then it took 4 years, and they achieved exactly what they wanted to do. They put innocent men in prison and caused absolute heartache on my families.
Well, I noticed that, first I got confused because I thought it was I saw your sister. I didn't know it was your sister. I was like, well, this attractive lady is obviously his wife trying to get him out or whatever. And then as I read, I was like, oh, okay, it's his sister. It makes sense. But it seemed like she pushed extremely hard for you to get you guys out of there.
Yes, my sister done an amazing job in raising awareness. She wanted to create, in a very diplomatic way, a thorn in the British government's backside. She wanted to say, why it's my brother, but also innocent men
Sure.
being held for a crime they've not committed. Why are you letting this happen? You need to get involved. And she used the media is branching out and trying to get the message. And I had many people, and I've seen the comments praising my sister. People saying she's a very passionate, and a lot of people will turn around and say, well, you do that for your family, wouldn't you? You do that for your family. Really?
Yeah.
Because not every family with the guys that I was with did what my sister had done.
Yeah, no, she was the spearhead for sure.
My sister was on the UK side. She was the spearhead. She was leading the charge to basically fight for our freedom. Yes, she can't have a direct hand. She's not a lawyer.
Oh,
and
sure.
we knew that would be how it would end in court. But imagine none of this publicity, none of the media, look, there's innocent men held in a foreign country. Imagine how lonely, and to be honest, I'd still be in a prison now serving my sentence. Yes, okay, I'd be getting released next year, but imagine me having to serve me 5 years on top of the time in India. That's 7.5 years wrongly lost. So to do 4 years instead of 7.5 is a big difference. And I do believe with the publicity and the support that we had, it did help and speed things up. Yes, it might not have felt like that at the time, but as I look back, I do generally believe that the government were acting a lot quicker, but obviously they can't have a direct, as much as we would want them to have a direct say in things, they can't. And
sure.
But I do believe if you are innocent, in which the government knew we were innocent, especially when the weapons export license that of the weapons that India said were illegal were well done in the UK. So I do believe when the UK found out it was them weapons, I do believe they should have gone, hang on a minute, these weapons are legitimate. What are you doing?
Right.
Why are you putting these men in prison for a crime they've not done? Why? However, government being government, and I wouldn't say I'm ashamed. I just think they could have acted a bit quicker and
Yeah.
believed us.
Yeah. A little more disappointed than shamed.
Yes, yes. Especially when the case was quashed in July 2014. The police have 90 days to appeal. We were being illegally held in that country. We had letters stating Indian law from our lawyers, and we had a meeting at the embassy saying, get us home. Now, we do not need to be here. Get us home. And you know what the response was? We don't believe they'll appeal.
Wow.
So they waited till day 88 to appeal. So,
Man. So how did I guess you'd made mention that British aren't very liked in India. Is that because of the British, being exploratory and having interest in India and stuff from years and years ago? I wasn't familiar that there was any sort of friction between the British and the Indians.
yes, especially in Tamil Nadu. I was told by a few people whilst in India when I wasn't in prison, when I would tell them why I'm actually in India in the first place. And they said it's because they cannot accept that UK used to rule India. That part of India can't accept it.
Yeah.
Because, well, they're just not well liked Indians, to be honest. The rest, the North hates them, the East hates them, the other part of the South hates them. Tamil Nadu was not a well-liked state in the rest of India's eyes.
Yeah. But you met a young lady there, am I correct?
Sorry, say again?
You met a young lady there while you were there, right?
I did, yes. Obviously, she's not technically from Tamil Nadu. She's originally from Assam. But yes, I did meet a lady over there, and she was a great, fantastic help. She came to visit me. She brought essentials into the prison, but most importantly, she brought mail from friends and family, not just for myself, but for the other guys as well. And she would, before her visit, she would always get in touch with all the families and say, look, I'm going to be visiting on this day. Do you have any mail for your loved ones? So she did a fantastic job there. And we probably would be still together, but obviously the distance, 5,000 miles, I can't even keep a long distance relationship in my own country, never mind someone in a different country.
Sure. Well, it was just nice that she did all that for you. I think that was a great deal. How did the other prisoners treat you guys? Obviously, you stand out. Your blonde hair. What are you, about 6'2", 6'1"?
I'm not actually. I'm actually a short guy. I'm not a tall guy.
Ah, look, you look tall in your picture.
Yeah, I'm quite. I am a bit deceiving in pictures, unless I'm with friends. And on video, I do. Apparently, it must be because of my stocky build. We're going to the gym. It appears as larger than life.
Yeah.
But yes, in the first prison, the prisoners, you've got to realize most of these people have never seen a white person before.
Oh, really?
Especially a white person with muscles and tattoos. It's quite of an eye opener for them. And then you get the typical prison delinquents chucking stones,
Yeah.
shouting in their mother tongue. I'm like, if you're going to insult me, at least try and speak in English so I know what you're saying. Because
Yeah.
if you're going to be speaking in Tamil, how do I know if it's insulting or
Yeah.
not? You could be just jabbering shit to me, and
Yeah.
but I just laughed it off, anyways. But it is quite harrowing because there is dangerous people in prison, because
Right.
that's the whole point of a prison, to put dangerous
Yeah.
criminals in.
Yeah.
And quite a lot of the prisoners were gangsters who've been put in prison for murder. And we did see a guy with his throat slashed, screaming everywhere. They didn't care. They're just numbers to them people.
Oh,
The
man.
prison authorities don't care if one of their prisoners dies one day and dies the next. It just means an extra room for another prisoner to move into. But I do, and I said this from day one, and I was kind of true to my word in the end. I always said, if one of us dies or is seriously injured or has some sort of health problems, we won't be in this prison for far too long. I rest assured. But you know, you've got to understand everyone's got their own opinions and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that, and some people are not as positive as others. I
Mm-hmm.
got to respect that. But it was true to the word.
Yeah. Did
I
you guys?
was
Did you?
right.
Yeah, you were. Did you guys hang tight together while you were in there? You were all in the same area, or did they separate you out?
Well, we were. It came as a big group of 23 foreigners. Yes, there was 35 altogether. However, they kept the 12 Indians in Tuticorin prison, and they moved the 23 foreigners to Chennai. It was like 600 kilometers difference, like basically 9.5 hours on a bus. So quite a distance to travel.
You there? Did I lose you?
Went to prison, i.e. in Chennai,
Mm-hmm.
before we got bail. Were in individual cells. So there was like, I shared a cell with 3 other people
Right.
and carried on like that, but we're all together in the compound. When we were actually convicted for 5 years, we were thrown in one big cell, so 23 people. Then, as time goes by, you do get people with, you know, hygiene. Not everyone's a clean person. And tensions, you're on top of each other's feet. So we got another cell underneath. So we split up. So a few of the British guys went on downstairs and the rest stayed up. But even the Estonians started squabbling and fighting with each other, because with the Estonians, you've got Russian Estonians
Okay.
and normal Estonians. So there's tensions there, and they even got another cell and split up. So we went as one big group, but we left in little groups.
Man.
And it worked out better that way anyways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you now, with your British guys? Do you still communicate with them?
Yeah,
To this
I was
day?
staying with the British guys. I don't know why, but the sound on this it's gone quiet for
Yeah,
some
it's
reason.
probably a little echoey.
Yeah, I mean, my volume's right high, but it's saying you're
Can.
coming across as pretty
It's
quiet.
pretty quiet. Any better?
Yeah, yeah, that's better. Channel.
There you go. But
It's
so
after
yeah,
it's after I disconnected.
so after you've gotten home, do you still communicate and hang out with any of the guys that you're with, or are you still working
Uh,
with the wrong guys?
well, I mean, my life has changed dramatically, but I would say I'm still the same person, for those who know me. We all live in different parts of the UK, so I'm getting on with my life, they're getting on with theirs. I said it from the beginning, and I will still say it today. A lot of people will not like each other after this. You could have put two of life's best friends in that prison together. They'll not be friends today. That's it. That's how mentally draining it was. That's the reality. We're on top of each other.
Yeah.
You start to realise people's true nature, and you understand them a lot more, and people basically reveal a true self in these circumstances. And I still communicate with one of the guys. Like I say, the day we left, I told every single person, my door's open if you ever want to talk to me. So I've left the ball in all their court. Some of the Estonians still message me. I've got no problems. I literally have no problems. At the end of the day, I'm getting on with my life. I suggest they get on with their life, doing whatever. I wish them all the best and all the luck in the world.
Yeah, I was reading that when now hopefully I read this right. They thought you were a little crazy because you would run circles in your cell. Is that right? Trying to burn off energy.
Well, whilst we were in prison, there was like, you've got the different compounds go in a circle, and there's like an amphitheater on this big bit of grass, and like a little bit of an apex where the road goes like that. So we used that to run around in, and my sister, for like raising awareness, was running a local half marathon, and my sister's a runner at all, but should get a vest with Help Nick Home, the Facebook page. That was as a way of raising awareness and just updating people who was amazingly supporting me and the guys. And I received a letter one day, and my sister had an ankle injury and she was not faring up, and she was feeling sorry for herself. So I wrote her a letter back saying, "Suck it up, Buttercup. You're doing this run. And guess what? And guess what? I'm going to run it on the same day, but in prison."
There you go.
And so I started training. I'm fairly fit, anyways, and obviously I used to run when I was a kid. Obviously, I don't do much running now because I prefer to chuck weights around the gym.
Yeah.
But I'm still fairly fit. So I started running. Mind, I'm running in 30-odd degree heat. So you got that as a challenge. So you need to take plenty of fluids on board. But I started doing some training, and the most laps I could manage was 15. And that was me done. I was like, I can't run more than 15 laps, because one of the guys worked it out to try and get as close to 13.1 mile as a half marathon is. And I think it was roughly like 27 laps.
Okay.
And I'm complaining, I've just done 15 and I can't run no more. And I've got to do 27 laps. And I was like, how am I going to do this? But I started training, and we worked out, because I wasn't the only one running, but it was more, they were there to help spur me on so I could help spur my sister on, and then show a bit of mental resilience. And I'm not going to let a bad situation bring me down. So on the morning of the run, while my sister is still abed, sleeping, I get up, they unlocked the cells at 6 o'clock in the morning. I got out there, and then we had one of the guys with a clock timing, and we waited till, I think, 6:30 just to make it start off on a roundish number, and started. I started running with one of the other guys, and another guy was running by himself, and we just gradually plodding along, and we got past lap 15, and I thought, I can do this. And then they were keep notifying, right, you've got 2 laps left. And I don't know where this burst of energy came from, but for two laps left, I got this massive rush inside me, and I just powered. So, and the other guy that I was running with noticed it, and he went, "It's new now." So he kind of eased back, and I don't know where this energy came from. Like I said, I just started sprinting for nearly 2 laps, and once I finished, as it looked like someone had just chucked a bucket of water on me. I was dripping of water, sweat, and the sun was coming up, and it was like nearly 30 degrees at 7 o'clock plus in the morning. So I looked to the heavens, and I was like, that's for my sister. So hopefully she can know that I've done this somewhat telepathically, and spurs her on to do her race later that in a couple of hours. So, you know, you've got to just think something of trying to deal with that situation. And for one thing, doing a half marathon in a prison was mine.
That's wild, man. I think a lot of people, I mean, that just goes to show you mental toughness. You know, a lot of people just shut down, you know, when they can't take it. So that's a good
Yes.
thing. So what's your, you know, what are you now, Nick, going to do? What's your next step? Are you going to continue? Are you going to continue on and do, you know, military style contracting? Or are you going to, you know, do something totally different? You know, what's your next step?
Well, I don't work abroad anymore. I stay and do UK work, pretty close to home. Like, I just want to relax a bit more now. I've gone through 4 years of no work and being stuck in a prison for a crime I didn't commit, and my life has changed. I was involved in media, and I had quite a lot of people when sending me letters in prison, and when I came home were saying similar things, and they were saying, have you ever thought about writing your memoirs down? Because when this is over, you've got a story to tell. And I laughed it off. I was like, write a story. I can't even tie my shoelaces, never mind write a story. No, obviously, jokes aside, I can tie my shoelaces for the week. But, you know, more people are saying, Nick, you've got a fascinating story. Have you ever thought about writing a book? And I've gone, write a book? How do I get round? And I thought, nah. And then I came home, and more people, Nick, you can, you know, write this. Some people even, you know, went, and it made us chuckle. They went, they can make a film out of this, man.
Absolutely.
Of course they can. And I was like, book, maybe, film. So hopefully once the world goes back to normal, if there's any film producers interested, by the way, read my book, get in touch. But,
there you go.
Pull
jokes
Jason aside, you know,
pull Jason
the chances
Statham over there.
Yeah. Yeah, the jokes aside, to be honest, that would be my wildest dreams if that was to ever happen. But life works in mysterious ways. But more people kept on saying, should you write a book? And I was like, oh, so I spoke to my sister, Lisa, and I went, more people are saying, write a book. How do I come about doing this? So we put our heads together, and we wrote like a lengthy synopsis, and just basically to go on Google and just started looking at agents, and because publishers were ringing and emailing publishers direct, and they were saying you need to get an agent. So we're to and fro, and I finally got some feedback from two guys down south in the UK, and one is my current agent, Phil, and the guy that helped me write it, Howard, they came up to Newcastle, and because Howard, he's originally from near Newcastle, which is the biggest city near where I come from in the UK. And me, my sister, Phil, and Howard went for a meeting, and I was really impressed in, for them coming up, because anyone can say go down to London. That's easy for them to do that. They took the time and came to Newcastle, and the penny dropped. I was like, they've came up here. I like that. So I told them more about what I'm, thinking about doing, and telling them a bit more of what went on. And I had them so fixated. They were like, when do I start? And it was a mutual as well. So they drafted up, obviously, a contract basically showing what it would be like. And then Phil, my agent, started getting in touch with publishers. And then it is a bit annoying when a lot of them say, not interested, not interested, not interested. But you only need one.
Oh, you need one. That's right.
You only need one. It's nice when they're going, yes, we're interested, and they're interested. Yes, but you've still got to choose one at the end of the day. And I just needed one, and I got one. Yeah. And what they've done for me is absolutely fantastic. And I have created a book, and it's took over 1 year to get to where it's going to be launched, i.e. tomorrow. It is officially out tomorrow. But the publishing team has been absolutely fantastic, and hopefully people will buy the book. And especially at this horrible current time that we're living in, I discuss about self-isolation, what I did and how I coped whilst in prison, and it does affect you mentally and how I coped with that. And people who are going to be on lockdown at home, they don't realise how lucky they are to have what they have available. We had to build our little Flintstone gym. I couldn't video call my family. I had to communicate in letters.
Right.
Most importantly, the thing that got me through was reading books. I know a lot of people don't read books, but now is the time where you're going to have plenty of time on your hands when you're self-isolating at home. And I advise people to take up book reading. And what better book to pick up first and start reading is my own book.
That's right, Surviving Hell. That is awesome, man.
The title says, and people might think we are going through hell at this minute. Well, I've been wrongly put in an Indian prison. I lost 4 years of my life. I know what isolation and hardship's all about, but I adapted and I overcome because I wouldn't let them beat me. Yes, take prison, what happened, take the virus away, self-isolating is self-isolating at the end of the day. Think of those people who can't leave, who want to go out, but they can't because that's because of what problems they have. Now everyone is going to start and feel like that. So I tell people, I tell how I coped. I'm not preaching and saying you need to do this, you need to do that. I just want to help others by sharing my experiences to hopefully, stop people from feeling lonely at home. To look, well, hang on, Nick was in a prison. He couldn't video call his family. So why am I getting upset saying I can't see my family? All I got to do is just pick up a phone and ring them or video call.
Right.
I've got that to my disposal. Like I say, we had to build our gym equipment. People will have resistance bands at home. People can order online gym equipment. Mm-hmm. So I have that. and they can watch TV and loads of different channels, and they've got the internet. The kids have got computer games. I didn't have that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So hopefully people can understand that, yes, it is going to be hard, it is going to be difficult, but it could always be 10 times worse stuck at home. You could not have nothing like what I did in prison.
Absolutely.
You've got it in your surroundings. At home, you've got everything you need.
Man, I encourage you to, after we get done today, to basically take your phone and video what you just said and send it to me and send it to everybody and get that out there. I think that is a powerful thing to tell people, that no matter what, it could be so much worse. And we are all very fortunate.
Don't get me wrong. What is happening is very serious. People are dying. Loved ones are dying. It is
Sure.
a worldwide pandemic. It is absolutely horrible what's happening at this current time, and we need to work together. We need to. Obviously, I'm from the United Kingdom, and I've been saying quite a lot now. We need to be a united kingdom. And obviously, for you lot stateside, we all need to work together in our own countries. We need to beat this. We need to beat this virus, and our prime ministers gave us simple rules to adhere by, and people are not adhering to these rules. So you're risking keeping this virus long term instead of short term. Today, on a rare occasion, it's been a very beautiful day. A normal day, it'd be chucking down from the heavens. But today has been a very, very nice day. Quite warm as well for the time of the year. In 3 months or so, we will be hitting UK summer, which 9 times out of 10 is crap anyways. But do you really want to be stuck in your house, isolating, because you've not took the action today and stayed at home and don't go out unless you really need to go out?
Yeah.
Do you really want to be in 3 months still sat at home, or do you want to be going on holiday, going to the beach, spending time, going to restaurants? Because we can't do that now. I'd rather take actions now, beat this virus, so I can enjoy the fruits of life in 3-4 months' time. That's
Absolutely.
what I would rather do.
Absolutely.
And that is worldwide. We all have to do our bit. Don't worry about what other countries are doing. Focus on our country and your country, and from the country you're from, basically. I'm from the United Kingdom. I want my country to be safe. We're in Ireland. We stand the best chance of self-isolation. We're not a European country where you're all joined together and separated by a make-believe border.
Right.
We are an island. So we, out of any chance, any country out there has a bigger chance of recovering.
You're absolutely correct.
But we need to work together, and we need to make sure we take the right steps during this horrible pandemic moment.
Absolutely. I mean, I couldn't have said it better. I mean, I just keep getting the word out like that. And I know that we have similar shelter in place is what they're liking to call it. But, the sooner we all do it, the sooner it's over with. And then we can all be out enjoying everything.
Exactly. And all I want to do, I'm not some big TV star who thinks because I'm a TV star, I can say this, I know better than anyone. No, I'm just an ordinary guy that I've got a story to tell and I've got my own book. But take away that I'm just a regular guy, and I want my family to be fit and healthy. I don't want to be putting on the TV and saying virus outbreak, death. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
So we need to take actions to stop this, because I'm getting pretty bored of it now. It's boring. I'm sick of hearing about COVID-19. I'm absolutely sick. The only good thing that's come out of this, it stopped Liverpool from winning the Premier League title because I'm a Man United fan and we
Man
don't want
United.
Liverpool to ever win the league. You know, joke. Obviously, jokes aside, that's
Yeah.
that's
Well,
probably the only
soccer,
good thing that's happened. But
soccer,
yes,
we call it soccer. It's getting
yeah,
huge
you call
here.
it soccer,
Yeah. So it's getting huge here.
yeah.
We have a team in Birmingham here that's called Legion, and they're a little bit lower level, but they seem to be doing pretty good. But they they canceled them for a little while as well. So
Well, as soccer to use football is
football,
getting
yeah.
big in America, and we have the American football come and play some of the matches in the UK as well. So it's kind of getting more people in the UK to kind of think, "Ooh, this is new."
Yeah.
But we have rugby, and and
There
the
you
people who
go.
play rugby are just
Yeah.
So,
Well,
well,
Nick, man, it's been great talking to you. I know I hate to been here for too long, but I want to make sure everybody knows to go check out your book, Surviving Hell. Now, where can they get? Do you know where can you get this on Amazon online? Where?
yes. I think as of tomorrow, it should be worldwide. So people in America, well, you can get it on your Amazon website. You
Okay,
can get, obviously, my book's officially launched tomorrow. So you can go on Amazon, you can get that in book format or Kindle format. You
excellent.
can actually get it on eBay as well.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so I know I would have imagined a lot of people in America would obviously use eBay. So you can get it on eBay, and you can no doubt have your book online bookstores. Hopefully they'll be able to sell it. But Amazon and eBay are the main two sites that I know
Yeah, okay.
that will do the book worldwide.
Man, that sounds excellent. Well, it was great talking to you. I'm excited that you're out. I'm excited your sister did such a great job for you. She's got her own story now as well. And there's nothing stronger than a sibling's love, I guess. So I'm glad to hear. I'm glad.
Yeah, well, yes. I'm I'm forever in my sister's debt, and that's not just financially either. This is a debt that I'll never be able to repay back.
Well,
So
I'm
she didn't
sure.
have to do anything,
Yeah, I'm sure your love will mean a lot to her.
but yes. But most importantly, people need to stay safe. We need to work together, and we will beat this virus one day. And if you're finding it hard being at home, buy books, interact with your family more. It's going to be difficult. There is going to be relationship breakups, no doubt, definitely. But we have to work together. We have to stick together, and hopefully, at the end of this, we can be a better human race. Because at the minute, we're not very nice.
That is
To
true.
put it blunt, we're not very nice.
That is
We've
true.
caused so much damage and destruction, and I think this is, as blunt as it sounds, this is, you could say, an Earth reset.
Yeah, a wake up call for
Hopefully,
sure.
a wake up call. That's and better term. This is a not just a national wake up call. This is a worldwide wake call, and hopefully, it's the last wake up call we'll ever need. But we need to stay safe. No more people need to die. Unfortunately, that is going to happen. No innocent more lives need to be shed if we take the simple rules that our governments have gave us to adhere to. Follow them steps and rules. The virus will die. It'll disappear. We can get back to normality. Do we not want to get back to normality?
I know that I do.
Follow the rules, and our government will assess the situation. That's all they're doing. Day-to-day assessment. Once the new cases start dropping, that's great. Something's working. Deaths will still happen because those who are already ill, unfortunately, aren't really recovering. I would love people who are on hospital beds to start and recover, but unfortunately, I can't see that happening.
Right.
But we need them cases to start dropping. When them new cases start dropping, we are doing something good. It's working. Stick at it, and we will survive this. We are going through hell, so let's survive hell.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. That was Nick Dunn. Nick, hang on for me just a second. I'm going to roll this out in the music, and I'll talk to you offline. It was great having you on the show.
Yeah. Cheers. Thank you very much.